you instead of the outside world again. I'm telling you how this thing is working. So when I was, when I was doing my drug thing and I was on them drugs and I was selling drugs and all of that, I wasn't appreciating myself. I was trying to, make the world love me, trying to do stuff for the world instead of doing stuff for myself. So now I'm taking all these drugs to fit in, to numb myself so I can portray another energy that wasn't me. You feel me? So now all of a sudden I'm portraying this certain energy and things are happening where my soul is basically trying to take me out. But my ancestors had my back, and they had my back because they knew I had a deeper, more bigger purpose than me running around the streets, trying to be this whatever, right? And you see it all the time with some of these kids. They get taken out early because their soul is like, oh, you're trying to be of the world too much, right? See, that gangster shit, that hood shit was a program that they put into the hood, put in on the TV screen, so you can create this energy of, oh, okay, this is what masculine energy is supposed to look like. Now they're running a different program with the sexy reds and the ice spices and all these girls twerking and shit because they're trying to stimulate something else inside of melanated beings, which is the aliens. You feel me? So now it's about you understanding and honing in on, are you attached or attracted to the outside world? Are you attached or attracted to the opinions of others? Are you letting the world sway you, or are you moving how you're supposed to move and the world is trying to chase you to get back in line? Don't worry, I'm going to give y'all some techniques and understandings as well so y'all can really tap into letting the world chase you instead of you chasing the world. You feel me? That's a big thing. Where was he at? Further, he seems to appreciate her. Rather than trying to turn her into a traditional ancient wife, the two become comrades in hunting together. So basically, they just become one. So that's important, family. I can't make it up. You have to really tap into the energy of understanding that your masculine and feminine, your left brain and right brain, are trying to sync up to become one. So just like in that Sakari Richardson interview that I just played, she understood that her coach was basically her subconscious mind. Her coach was her new father. Her coach was speaking life into her to say, hey, forget everybody else. Concentrate on your lane. Focus on your lane. Focus on where you running at. This is about you, and this is about you focusing on you. The end. See, this Instagram and Facebook shit got niggas fucked up because you constantly comparing yourself or constantly looking at people and saying, oh shit, I wish I had that, subconsciously, right? Now that can fuck you up because now you're getting tricked into believing that this is what this is all about. The glamour. And the glamour is an illusion. The glamour is the trick of the ego. The glamour is going to keep you stuck and trapped in this matrix for a long, long time. So boom, hey, I can't make it up. Shikari been in alignment with the spirit. She know what time it is, and she knew that her soul was going to put her back in alignment with the love for self, the knowledge of self. You feel me? And really tap into the energy of her goddesshood instead of her falling into limbo or confusion of, oh, I gotta be somebody. You feel me? I'm supposed to be somebody. I can't make it up. Age 23. What year we in? 23. Y'all know I did a whole thing on the 23 Enigma, how the earth tilts at the 23 axis, how the 23 is a spiritual number in occult practices, how the 23 is the Jordan energy that we're exuding right now in these specific times. So this 23 has been coming up. She's 23 and she was in lane 9 when she won the championships. So she barely made the cut. They put her, she came out first and everything. She barely made the cut. She was in lane 9. She is the 9 ether being, baby. That's you. They said before that, 10 minutes before this race, they said the coach was training her on how to get off the line faster. Still working on her, focusing on the goal at hand. She was stuck. Look how stuck she was. She couldn't believe it. Absolutely done, baby. The goddess blew me away when I watched this yesterday. I was like, oh, she is done. Because that's how shocking it is when you realize you are that chick. You are that goddess. You are that energy. You are it, family. I can't make it up. She could not believe it for 1 second. She was like, what in the world? She's trying to figure out what to do. She's confused. That's a moment for your ass. And you best believe she gonna win in Paris too, nigga. She gonna turn up in Paris. She gonna shatter that. Boy, all right. Hey, I'm just telling y'all what it is. See, when you're in this focus bag and she has somebody on her side, her coach, right, that say, hey, come on, we got this. We can just focus in, let's hone in, and let's really get it on. This is all they're gonna talk about in Paris the whole time. Straight up. Because they're gonna make sure that this storyline is it, right? And what they're gonna try to do is put so much cameras and the glamour into her during this specific time until Paris comes out, Paris 2024, that they're gonna try to stumble her up. But if her coach got her back, I would tell the coach, if I was her coach, I'd say, hey, we ain't doing no interviews. We ain't doing shit. We still focusing on that goal. Because that's what the glamour tries to do. It tries to get you back into the world. It tries to get you doing talk shows and interviews and commercials and all of this stuff, right? It makes you lose focus on what the goal is and who you are divinely. You start losing yourself into the glamour because it's addictive. So I was her coach. I was, hey, we ain't doing the motherfucking thing. and she don't got that long, what, a year? She got 1 year. You feel me? She got 1 year and she can get it in. Hold on, let's get it back. Let's get it back. So yeah, family, look, I can't make it up. And look, this is why the Patreon is free right now. Boom. 9 ether being. Gotta share this with y'all before I forget. 9 ether being rewiring the brain lecture. This is happening this Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. It's going down. Patreon is free right now. And hey, you're gonna want to be in this lecture because when I tell you what we have in store for the family is something different. I can't say it online, but y'all see the pictures and y'all niggas that know, hey, tap into the understanding because what I'm gonna go into is different ways to rewire your brain and substances. Chaos in the blood. So hey, this is happening this Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Be there or be square. And the Patreon is free for the next 7 days. So yeah, you need to get in where you fit in. The link is pinned to the top, I think. Boom. So here we go. This is where it gets tricky, and this is how we go down, or this is how we get down with the get down. So Flojo, right, was the first goddess, the first track star goddess, right, with this big personality, the nails, the big hair, right? The energy just was attractive, if you will, or it was just different. Like, damn, what in the world? God damn, I didn't know we moved like that, right? Look at her nails. Oh my gosh, she's like a cheetah in this bitch. She was really trying to get it on, right? Fastest woman in the world, she did her thing. Now, Sha'Carri Richardson was trying to emulate her because she felt like that was a perfect example, right, of who she needed to be. The big personality, the big nails, the overall look at me energy, right? Even though Flojo wasn't exuding that look at me energy, she just had big nails and she had big hair, and that's what she, resided with, right? She didn't necessarily want the attention. That's what she was. You feel me? So with Sha'Carri, she was in this limbo state, especially, when you're young, you 21 to this 23 age, 18, you're trying to find yourself, you're trying to discover yourself, you're trying to understand self. So now all of a sudden you start trying to try new hairstyles. You feel me? Let me see if the guy's like this. Let me see if the glamour will accept me like this. Let me move into this zone of genius and see if I can get more attention with my hair blonde, right? With my hair gold, with the weave and all of that. Now, I'm not saying there's something wrong with this practice. What I'm saying is sometimes you can lose yourself in your hair. I am not my hair. I am not my skin. I am the one that lives within. Shout out to NDRE, baby. So understand to the core, right, that you are not this physical body. I don't give a fuck how much attention you're trying to garner from these people. You not your hair. You not none of that shit. That shit is a trap. That shit is a trick of the illusion of the glamour. You are not this meat suit. You are the light in the meat suit, fifth dimensional being. So when you start to hone in and understand that you're this light in the suit, then you start to understand that, hey, this is about knowledge of self, knowledge of self, knowledge of self. Now watch this. This is when she transformed and turned up and turned out.
Jamaica won the Jamaican trials in Kingston with 10.65. Good. Oh, wow.
Well, look out.
She means business. That she's going to be the person to beat at Worlds.
Now here comes Sha'Carri Richardson. Richardson is a national champion.
Hey, and that was a few months ago when she did that. And when she did that, she was just taking down the identity, right? It's this identity that we're trying to personify or trying to be of, right? Because we think the glamour is what's gonna, if we act a certain way or we look a certain way, now we get more money because we see these people that's getting planted into the system getting the money, right? But that's a trick of the TV. That's a trick of the glamour because they're gonna give these certain individuals to step outside and do goofy stuff like that. You feel me? The sexy reds, the whatever, right? So when you're looking at the sexy reds, just understand that's a plant of the system because they're trying to keep a certain group of people, i.e. melanated people, confused.